What's going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal. Hope everyone is looking forward to a great weekend. I hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football mock draft here at the Catch with you guys, with the Catch fam. It's time to get serious, ladies and gentlemen. We have real community drafts coming up this weekend. Need to get that practice in. So here we are. We've got league number 3 drafting tomorrow and league number 2 drafting Sunday night. I don't know why the order ended up that way. It just happened. But nonetheless, we're going to have some fun tonight. Get in the live chat. Any fantasy football questions you guys have? Any fantasy football topics you guys want to go over? Whatever it may be. Any NFL topics, throw in the live chat. Let's get it popping. Let's talk some fantasy football. Let's throw together some beautiful fantasy squads. Pete's in the house. What's up, man?
Not much. Been a whirlwind of a week for me over here, but we got a draft Sunday. I got to lock in here, actually pay attention. I'm scared. I'm nervous. It's time. It's happening. But yeah.
I don't know what this off season for the Vikings is, but we just gave you the week off. You know, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides all them shorts, I put out all them shorts. I had to soothe my pain. Yeah, it's really bad when you put it like the last 5 weeks. It's been pretty bad.
It could be worse, though. I mean, Sam Darnold could be hurt. That would be the worst case scenario here. JJ resigned, so
18 could have demanded a trade. Yeah, JJ could have demanded a trade and be gone, and we could just be done. But a corner died, and then a corner tore his ACL on the first day of practice starting. Then our backup corner got hurt on the second day of practice. Jordan Addison got a DUI or whatever. He's getting suspended, but maybe not this year. Rashee Rice not getting suspended, I heard. So I would assume Addison's not getting suspended either.
We'll see. At this point, I feel like with the way the offseason's going, maybe they just suspend Addison anyways, because why not?
Yeah, just for fun. But they haven't even had a hearing with Rashee Rice. What the hell, man? You can't give Jordan Addison a break? Come on, guys.
Rough week, but it's Sam Darnold season is all I know. I actually I think Sam Darnold's gonna be okay this year. That's my prediction. I still believe in Darnold. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. The practices weren't good this week, but Cleveland's cheating as usual.
I mean, Cleveland's defense is good too.
They were cheating though. They would just tackle Jefferson. They said if he beat him on a move, they would just tackle him.
Yeah, those team practices are they're intense. They might be more intense than some of the games. The Vikings did sign former Panthers quarterback Matt Corral. Really just a depth move here. Rashid Shaheed is dealing with a new toe/foot injury. Really don't have any updates on this. But Rashid Shaheed been a guy that we've talked about a lot in the later rounds this year. So this will be interesting to monitor. We need no more injuries this offseason, please. We can't take it anymore. But that's about it. No preseason action on tonight. Last night's game was not really super fantasy impactful. We talked about it last night. So do we get a couple games tomorrow and Sunday? Let's see. Yeah. A couple games tomorrow.
Yeah, we should most games tomorrow. I don't know why there's not games tonight. Dumb. Very dumb by the NFL.
Something else on. I'm trying to do. I guess not. There's baseball on. There's always baseball.
Baseball, but they don't care. High school football maybe starting. I know school started around here, so maybe they're back in school. And high school football, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, just 2 games Sunday, 2 Sunday night games, both on at the same time, then everything else spread out tomorrow. So we shall talk tomorrow, I guess. during.
Yeah. We got Trey Lance is in prime time at 9:00 on TV again. So
let's go. League number 3, I will be live streaming tomorrow's draft as well. So we draft at 10 p.m. Pete will probably be here with us, and we'll just sit back and talk smack while I draft. It's always weird streaming while drafting.
I will talk shit. I will.
Yes.
Yeah, it is because you can't say too much.
I know. I always try. I don't want to like sway the draft or anything. But we'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
I'll do it. I'll just tell everybody if their pick is amazing or terrible to their face as it's happening. Get in their heads.
I draft from the 1 point. This is where I draft from tomorrow is a 1.2. So I gotta lock in here. Yeah, I see. I want one of those earlier. All the running backs that are gone, I want one of them. I'm not going to get them. So
they're good. They just go so early in our league. They just go so early.
Hill and Adams. Hill and Adams or Hill and London. What's Hill and Olave? Which start? They're all debatable there. I don't know.
Look at the wide receivers too tonight in the first round. It was an interesting.
Oh, JJ falls.
Oh, interesting. AJ Brown and Garrett Wilson ahead of Jefferson. Yeah, it's a 10.
People really getting scared about that quarterback situation. I'll just start aggressive.
Which is crazy. We knew Sam. I've been telling everybody for months Sam Darnold was started.
Yeah.
Trips. Just London. There you go.
Yeah.
London fell a little bit. That's a little fall too for London.
It's a fall for London.
Oh.
Yeah, I prefer getting.
I saw at least 3. Go ahead.
You saw what?
Who's kind of wide receiver? I said go ahead. I was gonna say go ahead. I'll finish after.
Oh, my bad. No, I just prefer getting one of those running backs that I like at the 211. Which early in the offseason, that was all day, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Oh, well.
I agree, especially in this community. I mean, I felt forced to take Derrick Henry there. I was like, I have to take Derrick Henry here.
I like Henry there, too.
Really, I also like this pick here, too.
I almost went White. I don't mind taking White at the 3-2, but I felt like with London there, we'll see how the aggressive wide receiver approach goes tonight. All right, Gob, good to see you. How's everyone doing?
What I was saying, I saw 3 shorts. I saw 3 shorts on Chris Olave being a bust this year. So
yeah, people down on Olave, but
everyone's off on Olave.
I still like Olave.
I think they're down on the Saints offense. They're down on the Saints offensive line in Derek Carr.
That's the interesting thing is you won't see you'll hardly see anyone talk down on Alvin Kamara this year. Or if you say something bad about Kamara, you get so much heat for it. But if you mention Chris Olave, everyone's like, yeah, Chris Olave, that's fair. I'm like, I don't understand that. Not a super efficient year between the tackles for Kamara last year, but top 12 running back, great receiving year. And it feels like he just had 2 or 3 games where he was really good when he first came back because of that big receiving work. But he was great all year long except week 16 and 17, which sucks because that's where you need him. But double digits every other game last year. And yeah, I think Olave will be okay. We'll see. Comes down to Derek Carr. I understand why people are hesitant, though. How optimistic do you feel about an offense with T-Law, ET, and Bigsby? So basically the Jaguars. How shocked would you be if the Jaguars made it to the AFC Championship game? I wouldn't be crazy shocked because the NFL's weird and, teams surprise us all the time. And I'm still a believer in Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I was really in on this team last year. So, and I mean, they were in the divisional round the year before. And last year, T-Law hurt, Kirko hurt. their defense is what worries me more than anything. Their defense was supposed to be like improved last year, and it was pretty much trash. So that would
I'd put it at like a 7 out of 10 if they made it to the AFC Championship game. On my surprise.
Yeah, I would still be it like at this point in time, yeah, I'd be surprised. But if we're like at the beginning of the playoffs and they're like a 12-win team and like they've been doing things, like it's a little bit different at that point. But I mean, I like this team a lot from a fantasy standpoint. I think the offense can definitely be good this year. Like I said, still believe in my guy T-Law. Tommy, good to see you. What's up, man? I feel like Zay Flowers is just too good to pass here. Tommy, can't wait for a draft. Yeah. League 2 is going to be a lot of fun. Pete will be in that league with us.
No. We're not excited for that. You can't watch, Tommy. You can't watch my strategy tonight. Block him out. Ban him from the chat.
Are you drafting from the 1-6 in that league? Is that your spot?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is my spot.
I think both these drafts.
I don't like it. I hate it, in fact.
I think both these drafts are going to be really interesting. I don't think they're going to necessarily be as similar to the mocks. That's usually what happens is the mocks are close, but they're always a little bit different. All right, I'm going to just do it for research. I'm going super aggro at wide receiver tonight.
Zero
RB.
quarterback, 0 running back, 0 tight end, 0 everything build, but wide receiver.
Now, for like a 3 wide receiver league, this is definitely okay to do. I mean, this is still a double flex format we're practicing for. So now I'm a little bit worried about running back. We'll see what happens. Jacob, who should I take?
The running back board wasn't great for you either, right there.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, we kind of got a pause at running back, but the start of this draft was pretty aggressive. Jacob says he's torn between JT, Puka, Gibbs. They all have their downsides. I still like Gibbs the most here. I'm just not worried about the Gibbs situation. Goes at the 2.2 tonight. If he has a setback, we'll know, which kind of determines on like when you're drafting or not. Or if if you're drafting this weekend, like, and he has a setback next week, like, doesn't really help you. But you look at like Devon A-Chain last year. Devon A-Chain missed beginning of the season, right? And was fine. Missed week 1. No one was, people weren't really in on A-Chain, but I don't know. Point is, players can miss week 1 and it's not like the end of the world. So you're still drafting Gibbs at his ceiling and to play at his ceiling. So for me, Gibbs, still my guy there. Puka, I'm okay with too. I'm not like overly concerned about the Puka situation. Is anyone in the chat overly worried about Puka or Gibbs? And honestly, JT is fine there too. I think the big thing here is, do you want to start with a running back or do you want to start with a wide receiver? But all these guys are perfectly fine and take it to 111. For me, I feel like the most upside lies with Gibbs. And I think if the Puka knee injury never popped up, you'd just be taking Puka there. I don't think he would have ever fallen back from that kind of top tier into the top tier wide receivers. JSC, I feel like Addison's value will be hurt with the QB, but I still feel like JJ will be fine. Just too talented. What do you think, Pete?
No comment. No. Funny enough, Sam Darnold, Jordan Addison have a better connection than him and Justin Jefferson from everything I've seen. So that is interesting. I
I
don't
mean,
know. We'll see.
Nick Mullins played week 15. Jordan Addison, 29 fantasy points week 15. 2 tutties. That game was kind of crazy. That was Nick Mullins and who's the Bengals backup?
Oh, Jake Browning.
Yeah. They just came out and like balled out. That was like Christmas week, like Friday, something weird. That was a weird game.
Something like that. Yeah.
T. Higgins went off. I think Jamar Chase might have come back, or maybe he didn't. I don't
Jamar Chase got hurt. He got hurt in the middle of that game.
Yeah. But then 1.2 points, 5.8, 15.7. So a little, I mean, and that's kind of like, I mean, Addison was pretty consistent with Kirk, but it was a little up and down after week 10 last year. So yeah, I think Addison can be, I still think Addison's super talented. I think if Addison didn't have the DUI stuff hanging over his head, and then now the ankle injury, then the quarterback stuff, I think Addison would still be like really high on draft boards. I mean, really, he just had a fantastic rookie season. So, all right, which wide receiver am I taking next? Is the question. Just joking.
Yeah, none.
There are wide receivers that I really like right here. Dom, good to see you. What's going on, man? Tommy says, I'm driving a forklift, can't pay attention to the board, picking at 1.7. Hope you don't snipe me. Pete, Tommy next to each other.
Great. Fun. Just awesome. I'm sniping him. I'm going to purposely try and snipe him now. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure it out. Hack his phone, figure out what he's targeting. I'm going to listen in.
If there's a Seahawks player on the board, Tommy probably wants them.
Probably, which is good.
Who you taking at the 1.1 the most this year? Still CMC. I'm in a lot of Underdog slow drafts right now. They have the puppy out again, which will probably be one of the last tournaments of the year. And it's a $3 or $5 entry. And I entered like 25 slow drafts last night. So I'm switching up my 1.1 a little bit and getting plenty of shares of Brees, Bijan, Hill, Lamb, and CMC. Kind of evening out my exposure. But overall, CMC, if I'm going wide receiver, I kind of prefer Hill at the moment. I'm going with Hill a little bit over CeeDee Lamb right now. Is that crazy, chat?
No, I think it's okay.
I just feel like
I hate those two together, but
yeah, I mean, people are like, I don't know what it is. Some people are like, look at Hill there and like, I don't know if I should draft Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, he was on pace for 2,000 receiving yards last year and had 13 receiving touchdowns. I think
we figured out the Dolphins. The Dolphins are fake. The Dolphins are fake. They're not real.
This is true. I mean, literally, when you look at the numbers between him and Lamb, he had more receiving yards and more receiving touchdowns than Lamb. Lamb just had more receptions. About 16 more receptions. I'm so bad at math.
How'd they finish the season though? Like, that's a big deal.
The fantasy season, Hill was. I mean, he missed week 15.
I mean, Hill was trash.
What? 18.
He was trash at the end of the season. Hill. He got hurt in the middle of one of those games.
Well, I mean, he had 10 points in week 14 and then was hurt week 15, didn't play. But then 18, 13, and 21.
Only 13 in the champion. 13 in the championship.
I mean, yeah, Lamb the last 3 weeks was significantly better. 18, 25, 40. And then if you, for some reason, played in week 18, 35. But Lamb single-handedly won people leagues last year for having 40 points in week 17, if that's what you're getting at, for sure.
That's my point. Like, CD way more like this is what the Dolphins do at the end of the season. Can't trust them.
And that ability to win a championship resides in like people's heads. Like CeeDee Lamb had 40 points to the fantasy championship. That recency bias will linger. I actually looked back on most of my leagues last year because I was trying to go through and delete them so that they like wouldn't be clogging up sleeper for me. And I forgot that CeeDee Lamb is the reason I won a championship last year, basically, because he had 40 points. But yeah, I just think Hill's still super close, and I think the Dolphins' offense might be in a slightly better place going into the season. So I kind of prefer Hill right now. And I don't know, maybe Lamb holds out. Probably not.
That's why I'm off of CD. Like, come on.
We'll find out.
I heard they got a decent contract out there. 33.
Yeah,
I heard there's a 33 offer.
I read it's more money than Brandon Ayuk's contract that's on the table. I don't think Ayuk is going to like what the Niners are going to offer him, but I don't think he's going to have a choice.
He already has a choice. Like, I thought they already offered it to him, and he's like just hasn't made up his mind yet.
I don't know what's going on, but I read 30 mil.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen like on Tuesday. Like, he's picking between the Niners and the Steelers. He has a deal for both. He just has to decide where he wants to play.
Just stay with the Niners. Like, help out all of our best ball Brock Purdy sacks.
Nobody cares about that. They want to get paid. He ain't a gamer. It sounds like he just wants to get paid. He's just a pay me guy.
Vorador, good to see you. Terry says he's worried about Gibbs, not Puka. Fair. How would you rank ETN, Pacheco, A-Chain, White, Henry? Whew. I mean, these guys are going to be really close. For me personally, I put Henry first, then Pacheco, then I'll put A-Chain, ETN, White, but I think you could argue White over ETN. I think you could argue Pacheco one here, and I think you could argue A-Chain over any of these guys. But I think Henry, just a lock for double-digit touchdowns, going to be super productive in that offense. Pacheco, once again, this Chiefs offense is going to be lights out this year. Still has plenty of receiving upside. Has top 5, I think even arguably top 3 running back upside this year. A-Chain, super high ceiling. You know what it is there. Can he stay healthy or not? ETN's fine. I just feel like ETN's upside seems a little bit capped. I don't know what it is about ETN for me. And I love Rachaad White at his ADP, but I think the argument for all these guys ahead of him makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Clearly the worst of those running backs, but good. As you see, I drafted him.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, White, I think, still has top 5 upside. It was RB4 last year. But we'll see. White is always my RB1.
That auto pick hurts. Killing me.
JSC says, I'm worried about Puka. Gibbs going to eat because he's just way more talented than Monty. We'll see. I think Monty's still going to be super involved, just like I think Cup's going to be super involved with the Rams. Cup v. Puka, Gibbs v. Monty. But Gibbs really started to take over that snap share as the season went on last year. Taylor says the reaches for a wide receiver are insane in this draft. Really? I felt like this was a pretty, like, wide receiver is pretty pushed back this draft. Maybe I forced the board a bit with my 5 wide receiver start.
Potentially.
Who are the mid-round tight ends we're targeting? It kind of depends on what you consider mid-round. I mean, I like kind of Ingram, Kittle, Ferguson, Njoku, even Pitts. You can get those guys in the kind of mid-ish rounds. We see that tonight. Ingram at the 6.9, everyone else up until the 9.10. If you don't hit on that kind of range, I'm good with like Schultz, Komet. Draft Hawkinson if you want. Throw him on IR with those guys. So I think there's plenty of value. What are your thoughts on Nick Chubb? Jerome Ford goes at the 9.8. Nick Chubb goes at the 10.4. A lot of times you actually see Chubb drafted first. I'd rather just draft Jerome Ford. I'm very worried about Nick Chubb going into the season. I'm worried about how much we're actually going to see Nick Chubb play this year. Who do I want to draft?
Another wide receiver.
I'm thinking about it. I'm going to reach for a wide receiver, go Wicks. There's just like no one here that I really feel like I want to take.
Okay.
I'm good with my 4 running backs.
You don't like Brock Purdy? Okay. Don't remember that.
Don't you dare put that on my name.
That's what you just told me. You don't like Brock Purdy.
Don't let Brock.
Said he's not good enough for a 10.11 pick.
Don't let Brock see this. No, Brock's gone.
There you go. 11-1. Boy Dom.
I feel like in the subscriber
Damn it.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to bully you I was bullying you to take a quarterback so I could take a tight end.
Well, it was either Goddard at the 10-11 or another wide receiver or like a handcuffed running back or a quarterback. I really just had too many options. But I feel like in the subscriber mocks, I always end up with Dallas Goedert. Just always on the squad.
That's true. Always on the squad.
Daniel Caps, how's St. Brown / Saquon beautiful? I was picked 9 of a 10 team. Yeah, I mean, you got a stud wide receiver 1, a stud RB 1. Nothing to worry about here. 2 of my favorite players in that kind of in the first and the second round. I drafted Chubb in the 9th round. I mean, it's fine to draft Chubb. I just think that I prepare to be disappointed. Like, if you're going to throw Chubb on your IR, fine, so be it. But just
don't expect much.
Yeah, don't expect him to be out there like anytime soon. And what are we really going to get out of Chubb when he's fully healthy this year? I feel like there's a chance the Packers actually take the division over the Lions. Am I crazy to think that could happen? No, not at all. I mean,
it's a very popular pick.
Yeah. And this happens frequently outside of like the Chiefs right now in the NFL. Cowboys won their division last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the NFC East never repeats. It's like 20 years of not repeating in the NFC East.
I mean, the Eagles were in the Super Bowl the year before and had to be the favorite going into last year. I mean, you know, it's just...
It was a lock. They needed a historic collapse not to win that division.
Yeah. And, I mean, and that's the thing. The Lions can still make the playoffs easily without winning the division. Easier than ever to get into the playoffs.
I mean, both teams at 10 wins. There you go.
Dolphins were back-to-back wild card exits. Yeah, they're definitely not flourishing in the postseason. That's for sure.
And not just wild card exits, like pathetic, floundering, like a dolphin on land playoff exits in the wild card.
Yeah, it did not look because wasn't the Chiefs game. The score is close, but like the Dolphins just could not move the ball.
The Dolphins couldn't get a first down. Like
Yeah.
you watch that game for 2 seconds, like they're not winning this game. They cannot. Yeah. They will never. Like the Chiefs would literally have to turn the ball over inside the 5 to give the Dolphins a chance to score. They're not getting past midfield.
Tommy says, I'm just going to go back and rewatch all the mock drafts that Pete was in. It's on.
Well, I'm just going to go back and rewatch all the mocks you were in. Yeah.
Be a lot to watch for both you guys. I heard the deal for Ayuk is 30, but they haven't agreed on the final year of the deal yet. That makes sense.
That does make sense.
Just get it over with for the sake of fantasy football. All right, speaking of the Dolphins, give me Tua.
Tua time.
Tommy says there's one Seahawk with good value I do like. Shall see. We'll leave it a secret.
I mean, it's one of 2 guys. Or Geno Smith, the ultimate sleeper.
Or Noah Fant.
Oh, there you go. That's a deep cut.
I heard a really, really, really negative report on Jahan Dotson today.
Really?
Yeah.
You tell.
Like,
you tell.
Surprised if he even makes the team.
Damn, he's been that bad?
And I was like, what? Don't tell me this. And that Washington is in the middle of a search for their true wide receiver too. And that players like McCaffrey, Zacchaeus, and Brown might be in the mix over Dotson.
That's tough.
Like, what is this? I drafted a lot of Dotson in best ball this year. So,
well, he'll be good on somebody else's team. Let's go.
I know that's the thing. They can't really trade him. I mean, he's a first-round pick. Like they got to hold on to him until that rookie season's done. I mean, they could trade him, but they probably won't, right?
No, they can cut him. I don't know how much of those. I mean, the money's already locked in, so you might as well just have him on the team for.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We'll see. But I did not enjoy reading that, to say the least. Could just be coach speak to try and light something. I feel like the Saints make the playoffs. They're easily going to be, if they make the playoffs, they're going to be one and done. Did we talk about Kool-Aid? We did talk about Kool-Aid on a recent stream.
Kool-Aid.
But is he going to be enough to hold that defense over? I don't think so.
God, no. Kool-Aid ain't that kind of corner.
No, I mean,
he's a little raw.
They got a lot of work to do. They got Cam Jordan, but
who's 100.
Yeah, no, he is getting old. Let's do some team review. Taylor Gaines got Burrow. Was an auto pick.
Works, 8th round.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Ingram. Take Ingram when you want. It's never too early to take Ingram. Kind of a hero RB build here. Hall, Javonte, Chase Brown, Charles, Miller, Tracy. That'll do. Collins, Olave, Cooper, Deontay. Good start there. Judy. That'll do. So you're starting Burrow and Ingram, Hall and Javonte, Collins, Olave, Cooper, Deontay. I mean, the core roster is great. Nothing to worry about there. Good kind of bench handcuff running backs. I may have taken one more wide receiver over Miller or Tracy. There's actually some pretty good wide receivers, I think, at the end of this draft, but that's fine. Not going to knock you. So, yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the strategy, this works just fine. I mean, pretty good first 10 rounds for you. Dom's at the 1-1 tonight. Got Purdy, the 11.1. Pitts, tight end. C-Mac Jacobs, Mixon, Dobbins, Jalen Wright. Evans, Pickens, Worthy, Dobbs, Sutton, Josh Downs. Not bad. See, like I still like Josh Downs as my 13th round final pick. Pretty good value there. So you're starting Purdy and Pitts, C-Mac and Jacobs, Evans, Pickens, Worthy, Dobbs or Sutton in the flex. Mixon could be a flex. Dobbins, Wright, Downs. All good bench options. It's a solid team. Everyone stays healthy here. I think you have a good squad. Yeah, I like that team. Taymone at the 1-5. I can never do my draft Jaden Daniels draft. Lesser quarterback, pocket quarterback, because Taymone always does it, but I like it. Secure Daniels in the 11th, get T-Law in the 12th. Nice. Cats did not draft tonight. Not here tonight. So someone else got T-Law. Happens. Kelsey at tight end. Pacheco, Walker, Singletary, Dowdle. That'll work. St. Brown, Cup, Reed, Addison, B-Tom, Mooney. This is a solid team too. Starting one of the two quarterbacks here. Kelsey, Pacheco, Walker, St. Brown, Cup, Reed. And you got a little bit of a question mark at second flex, but let's say it's Addison. If not, it's probably Brian Thomas. Or maybe Dowdle. We'll find out. All right, Prey drafted tonight. What'd you do? Mahomes, Kincaid. This was an auto pick, but you got Caleb here. Etienne, Pollard, Gus Bus, Chandler, Brown, Ayuk, Allen, Coleman, Hopkins, Dotson. I mean, certainly not the worst team. Worried about my boy Jahan Dotson, though, as we just talked about. You're starting Mahomes, Kincaid, Etienne, Pollard, Etienne, Gus, Brown, Ayuk, Allen, to flex Coleman or flex one of those two running backs. Diop's going to be hurt. No more negative Jahan Dotson talk. He's a good pick. Chandler's fine on the bench. I mean, yeah, I don't think you realistically would draft Caleb Williams here, spending the early draft capital on Mahomes. So auto pick hurts you, but team looks fine. How do you feel about it, Prey? Jacob is at the 112. I think I take elite tight end instead of Rome, and also definitely should be Jaden Reed over Rome anyways. Yeah, I do prefer Reed over Rome there. Sometimes picks like that end up working out. You never know. If you want to go tight end there, that's okay. Let's say you got a wide receiver in the 9th. It would have been Shakir, Hopkins, Wicks, Myers. So definitely lower tier. Then maybe you still take Henry anyways. I don't know. But let's see. Stroud, Bowers, Henry. Barkley, Cook, Warren, Zeke, Ray Davis. Puka, Diggs, Rome, Ladd, Leggett. So you got a lot of rookie wide receivers here. I mean, we're starting Stroud and a rookie tight end and Bowers. Barkley, Cook, Puka, Diggs, flexing Rome, flexing Ladd, maybe flexing Jalen Warren or Zeke. You got some question marks here. So yeah, I mean, if you take Stroud in the 5th, I'd definitely take Jaden Reed in the 6th there. Warren's fine in the 7th. I think Ladd's still fine in the 8th. I mean, I think Bowers probably kind of tough to pass on there. So I don't dislike that you did that necessarily. But like I would have took Schultz. I get why you took Ray Davis having Cook, but I probably would have took Schultz at the 12-1.
I think I'm higher on Bowers than we have been all year.
Yeah, I just always get worried about rookie tight ends.
They look like they have a plan for him. He lined up all over the place when he was with the starters. They have an idea what they're going to do with him. He's not just going to get lost, which is positive.
I don't have any reason to not like Brock Bowers, other than I get nervous about rookie tight ends
and his quarterbacks.
It is, I guess. That's right. But like, I'm not overly worried about Adams at his ADP. I'm not worried about Myers at his ADP. So it's just a weird thing for me. So if you guys like Bowers, I'm not out on that. Then I would have avoided Xavier Leggett already having 2 rookie wide receivers. But like you said, you prefer Jaden Reed over Rome anyway. So, but yeah. Let's say you did get Reed, you'd have Stroud, Barkley, Cook, Puka, Diggs, Reed, Ladd, McConkey as your second flex. You'd probably feel a little bit better that way. Let's see. J-Dubs, what are you doing, Bursky? Love in the 10th. Andrews and Freiermuth at tight end. Bijan, Kyron, Jonathan Brooks, Jerome Ford. We throw Brooks on IR to start the year. Get an extra player here. Metcalf, Dell, McLaurin, Watson. Lots of good value there. Palmer and Shaheed. Good value. I mean, it's a good team. Starting Love, Andrews, Bijan, Kyron, Metcalf, Dell, McLaurin, Watson. Great bench options. Brooks, Ford, Palmer, Shaheed, and Freiermuth. Say no more. Yeah, so I've been meaning to sit down and type out a couple of reminders for the catch leagues. It is a 6-point passing league. I always do 6-point touchdowns. Passing and rushing and receiving. Some people hate that. Some people don't mind it. Some people don't care. Some people are like, eh. But I think with the rise of rushing quarterbacks, it just helps keep things even. So I've done that for like the past 2 years. So yeah, full PPR, 6 points per passing touchdown. That's really the only thing. And if you guys are in any the catch leagues, I decided to do free agent bidding for waivers this year because it's the easiest thing. Like, because the other options are rolling waivers or reverse waivers, and people have disagreements on which format is better. And it's caused issues in the past with free agent bidding. There's like, no, it's just like everyone has $200. That's your, like, that's it, you know, spend it wisely. And if you spend it all, you can always put in a waiver at $0. So other than that, I don't have a lot to announce other than like, just these are the reasons why I would kick you from the league, which is basically like, just don't be a jerk. So, but yeah, good question, Jacob. Thoughts on Curtis Samuel this year? Hearing he could get some Debo plays, handoffs, etc. I mean, I think the issue with that is we always hear about certain wide receivers, like they might get handoffs. Are they going to be Debo? Debo is like one of the best yard after catch receivers like in the NFL like ever. I mean, like, and really he's only had that one season where he was like super, super over the top with the handoffs. He always gets a little bit involved, and they do involve him at the goal line still, but it's just a tough comparison. I do like Curtis Samuel at his ADP. I feel like he could be the guy for the Bills, but I feel like if you break it down, so could Coleman, and to a degree, so could Shakir. I think they're all worth the risk at their ADPs, but I'm just not going to bank on. Like, I think you're taking a 3-way gamble. I feel like we'll be saying, why did we draft Flowers sooner than round 10? Bowers or Zay Flowers? Probably Bowers.
I don't know. Could be Flowers. I heard some people crapping on him too.
That's my boy right there. I believe in Zay. My guy. Oh, it is Flowers. Round 10. That's still steep. He's still the wide receiver 1 on the Ravens. All right, let's roast Pete's team.
I like this team. It's a good team.
Kyler, he's got Schultz and Musgrave. I like that tight end room. Henry White, Swift, Jones. Whew. Now, like, I'm not high on Aaron Jones. You guys know that, but this is the type of team that I'm okay with Aaron Jones at a RB4.
I literally said I cannot pass him up as my RB4 at 7-6. Like, that's fine.
Yeah. Chase, Pittman, Kirk. Kirk is a little banged up, but we're gonna say he'll be okay week 1. He'll be fine. J-Mo, Curtis Samuel, AD Mitchell, not bad. Starting Kyler, Schultz, Henry White, Chase, Pittman, Kirk. You can flex anyone left. Good depth here. Yeah, I like this team. All right, no one pay attention.
Don't pay attention.
Don't pay attention.
It's all right. I've switched my wide receiver, who I take at 1-6 every time, so there's no consistency.
I mean, you can't really go wrong, you know.
True. I'm not going to argue that.
All right, here's a 0 RB team from me. 2 at QB. We got Goddard and Komet at tight end. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Drake London, Zay Flowers, Rasheed Rice, and Tavon Wicks. I think we're okay there. I went Ramondre, Zamir White, Tajay Spears, Brian Robinson. But I instantly regretted not going Zamir at the 6'11 and then going Mostert at the 7'2. For some reason, I felt better about that combination. But I think Ramondre's fine. I think Javonte's okay in that range too. So, but yeah, all my upsides at wide receiver, get a good quarterback, good tight end late, safe floors with those guys. Running backs, we know what it is here, but it's really not that bad. Ramondre, White, Spears, and Brian Robinson. So for a 0 RB approach, I'm okay with this, but I could see some question marks around Adams, around London, I guess around Flowers. Maybe someone out there still has question marks around Rice. So I went Hill over Lamb, so maybe some controversy in these first couple picks. I don't know. Baltimore proven bad at wide receiver. It's fair. So 108 targets last year. How many did Andrews was a little banged up too? He had just 61 through 10 games. I mean, yeah, they certainly don't throw the ball a ton. It's not like Bateman, Nelson Aguilar. They got Russell Gage. It's not like there's a lot of studs here. Devontae Walker is like my favorite to step up and do something. Yeah, the system not super friendly, but
hey, guys. Derrick Henry, 15 plus touchdowns on the year, plus 540. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
That is tempting. But yeah, it's like someone has to get the targets here at the end of the day. So in the 4th round, I feel like it's still reasonable for sure.
They might run the ball 47 times a game.
Now, why they didn't trade for Derrick Henry sooner, I don't know. Why they didn't do that sooner, I don't know. How do you feel about Bijan at the 1-8? Perfectly fine.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, you get Bijan anywhere in the first is fine with me. Breece Hall anywhere in the first is fine with me. If you're going to draft one of those guys because you think they're the RB1 this year, then I'm not going to argue against it. It's fine. Going to be drafting from Disneyland tomorrow. Wish me internet luck. Certainly. All the good vibes. All the good internet vibes to you. Would you rather draft Bijan or Jay Jettis? I mean, it's really not about the player here. It's about the position. Do you want to start your draft with a running back or wide receiver? So yeah, I mean, it's fair. Like, it's pretty even here. I'll put it this way, though. I think Bijan can be the RB1. I don't know if JJ will be the wide receiver 1 in my eyes this year. Could still see JJ as a top 5, top 6 finish easily. I don't know if I'll put him as wide receiver 1. Where Bijan, I think Bijan or Brees Hall could be RB1 this year. I've only ever done waiver order for the wire, except Dynasty is free agent bidding. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's so much easier at the end of the day. Just makes it so much more simple across the board. What's D. Henry catching? I think that's kind of the point that Pete was making, is they're just going to maybe back your point, is that they're just going to run the ball first and foremost. Should I trade ETN and Watson for Diggs and Cooper? Really depends on the team here, what running backs you're left with, how bad your needs at wide receiver are. I mean, I think that this is an okay trade, but ETN, I don't want to completely undermine or undervalue here. Still the RB3 last year. I mean, if you're trying to, if you feel really confident in your RB room, you're trying to tier up at wide receiver. As much as I like Watson, I still think you're tiering up at wide receiver here. So, yeah, with trade questions, as we get closer to the actual year, make sure you guys are letting me know what, or letting us know what format you're in, and if it's Dynasty or not, especially stuff like that. And full rosters always help. I know it's a pain to type out full rosters, but happy Friday to you, Shopkey. Fair point. Zay finished as a wide receiver 31 last year, when as a wide receiver 28 in this mock. Yeah, should have positive regression this year too. I think maybe it's interesting that, Andrew should be healthy this whole year. How does that affect things? But other than that, all right, guys, I forgot to do the poll tonight, so hit the like button for us. It's usually my reminder for you guys. We've got a real draft tomorrow, so I'll be on. I assume Pete will be with me because it's Saturday. Usually I just do a Underdog draft on Saturday. Maybe I'll do one after, but draft is scheduled for 10 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Real draft, league number 3. Come hang out. See a real fantasy football draft tomorrow. Should be fun. All right, guys, you know what to do. All the links are down below. Hit the like button. Great draft tonight. Team of the night goes to J-Dubs. Best team head to toe, I think. But a couple other teams I did really like tonight. But Love, Andrews, Bijan, Kyra, Metcalf, Dell, McLaurin, Watson, Brooks, Ford, Palmer, Shaheed, Fryermuth on the bench. Solid squad. I like this team a lot. All right, Pete, I'll let you say bye, and we will get out of here.
All right, everybody. Pleasure, as always. Check out all the videos. Check out all the shorts. The drafts are here. Check out everybody else's draft. If you're a little lost, figure it out with us. We'll be here to help you out. And more football. Football's here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's bring home them titles.
Can't believe. So let's see. It's August 16th.
Yeah.
So NFL kickoff is less than 3 weeks away. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a great season. All right, man. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. We will talk to you guys tomorrow night. Everyone be safe. Have a great start to the weekend. And with that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And peace.